by popular demand, well, actually one person requested that I do another neighborhood walkthrough, identifying plants of my neighborhood. So I'm about to get on my baby Bjorn. So you can probably tell I'm feeling a little bit better these days. You know, I guess it's normal to feel super anxious, and I think I have a little bit more intense anxiety than a lot of people do, but I also know that there's a lot of people out there that have the level of anxiety that you could classify as like clinical postpartum anxiety or postpartum depression. And full disclosure, I started taking Wellbutrin a couple of days ago, which apparently you know, takes a while to take effect. So I might be experiencing some kind of a placebo benefit, but I have felt more optimistic, less doomsday, even though I know that my baby is still awake most of the night. So that kind of scares the crap out of me because my nighttime health is gonna leave in like a month. So, you know, there are still the same things looming, but I just don't feel as, you know, hopeless about them all. And me and Eden are getting used to each other. We're, you know, finding ways to, you know, hang out and make her comfortable while I still get to do something. So this is one of them. And she hated like 3 different carriers, all the kind of like, you know, wrap type ones she wasn't digging. I think what she likes about this is that it supports her head, but she can still move it around. It's not like clamped to my chest.
I'm gonna go for a walk. Would you like to go for a walk with Mommy? Yeah? Wanna go for a walk? Go outside? Come here.
I know, you're getting a little sleepy. Come here. Get the legs through here. Here. Joop, joop. And you're in. And then this. And then I like to put her arms in. If she prefers that. Okay, we're in. Are you looking at the plants? Yeah? What do you see? You see an agapanthus? Do you see, there's an agapanthus. It doesn't have flowers right now. What do you see? Hi Mom, I see a Ficus benjamina. That's right, Eden. Good job, that's a Ficus benjamina. I just love how they've manicured everything. This is a pittosporum, a variegated pittosporum, and it does grow in a kind of ball-like shape. This one's definitely been manicured to keep it tighter, but it naturally grows in that kind of shape. So all the pittosporum shrubs are very cool. This is actually culinary sage that you would use for cooking. So now would I use it for cooking from here? No. Because every dog probably pees on it, which by the way, do you have any hand sanitizer? And then we have a bunch of other things. There are azaleas back there. The flowers are not quite on it right now. This is a pennisetum fountain grass. This is a really beautiful one that people like to layer in. It looks like this is some kind of a lily. So that's kind of fun. These will bloom and have flower, maybe not this, but that's the seed pod, I think. Let's keep going. This looks like thyme. So they've used herbs as the sort of, yeah, I think that's thyme. They've used herbs as the edging, which is really cool because herbs are low growing. And I think what's so successful about this garden is that they have these larger specimens in the back and then the medium ones and then the low ones. And so you get all this layer of texture and color, and it's just really gorgeous. We have a rose bush in the back here, another fountain grass. Here's a boxwood. This is what they make like topiaries and hedges out of. That's probably a euonymus, I believe. That thing with the yellow tinge there. We got a hydrangea here. It's one of my mom's favorite flowers, favorite plants. Hydrangeas are really great when they have kind of protection from direct sun. Here in Southern California, I think in other climates, they can probably take full sun, but here you wanna make sure that they get dappled light, otherwise they're just gonna get fried. Right here we have liriope, which is really cool. It looks like a big ball of grass, but then here's another one. You have these cute little flower bracts that grow within it. So I always thought that was kind of a fun plant. I like to try to put those in places. These trees right here are Melaleuca, paper bark. And you can probably see that, how the bark's kind of like peeling off. Maybe peeling off a little faster because the squirrel is running up and down. That's a really gorgeous, obviously there's 3 of them there, but really, really gorgeous tree that has a lot of character in that trunk. I'm not sure the variety, but this is some kind of an acacia. And they're generally endemic to like Australia, but they do well here. Again, like this beautiful, if you get in here, you can see this beautiful like olive green coloring, and look at the texture. Look at these like funky little, you know, stems that are coming off. And I don't know, it just, to me, this plant is so interesting. And then look how they've mixed it with this like dark philodendron leaf. I think that's such a chic combination. It's really, really nice. This is a ginger plant, not the edible kind, but it's in the ginger family. You can definitely, you know, see the similarities to it when you look at the edible ginger plant, which is just much smaller. And of course, it's the root that you eat. So you got to dig it out from underneath to get it. So here is what I think is the cedar of Lebanon. Isn't it such a beautiful tiered pattern? You can see how the, you know, these horizontal branches are just spreading out. This is kind of feels a little odd in California. That's why I like it. I think it's so, you know, so striking. And obviously this is a super old tree. Look how huge that branch is. And you can just imagine like hanging a swing from here, you know, for little Eden to swing on. So there's a couple of them in this yard, and I think it just creates the most beautiful atmosphere here in this front yard. And then most of the rest of this street has the California sycamore as the street tree, which I think is really striking. Again, it has that really cool like lightish bark that has a little bit of texture, but you know, it's very white and bright. And then the leaves are like, you know, kind of a lighter green. They're starting to now get, since we're getting close to fall, they're getting a little brown. And that's what's kind of cool about this tree, is that it really is deciduous, and we're not in a climate where we get many deciduous plants. You know, we just have warm temperatures all year round. So to me, that's exciting to see a plant change throughout the year, throughout the seasons. I know some people don't like that because they just want it to be green all year round, but I find it very exciting to watch a plant go through its natural cycles. So that's why I like this street. Right here you see something that's kind of, I don't know if it's native here, but it has turned into a plant that just kind of tends to pop up in natural landscapes. I also know it's like kind of a Mediterranean plant. This is called plumbago. So you can see it's like a big shrub. It's a large shrub, and it flowers in the summer, spring, summer, you know. You can see how impactful this is, and obviously does really well here. So it's almost like it's native. Take a look across the street and you can see how well it does there. So you see all that plumbago. Of course, there's a bit of a trumpet vine mixed into the top of it, or a honeysuckle or something. That's what that orangish red is. But all that purple is the plumbago. Another beautiful tree, silk floss tree. This one again is seasonal, of course, but it keeps some of its leaves. It doesn't always have these gorgeous pink flowers. So these are really lovely. And then the other distinguishing feature of this tree that I love is its pokey trunk. So you see these like crazy spikes. These are really, really cool, but also dangerous. So obviously you don't want this in the middle of a courtyard if you have a bunch of, you know, kids running around or something like that. Tuck it away off the beaten path. But it's a beautiful, beautiful tropical specimen. Aha, one of my favorite houses here. Okay, so look at this. We've got a combination of Ficus benjamina, which is the weeping ficus, which I love the texture of. It's different than the Ficus natita, which is, if you just look across, see there's the Ficus natita hedge, very like common. That's like the basic hedge that we do here. But look at this one. Look at this amazing, beautiful weeping texture. I love this plant. So this is a beautiful hedge. And then we have our special interest plants here by the front gate. We have, this is a potted boxwood globe, one of my favorite things, very like proper garden. But then, what? Agave Americana, that's strange. That's weird how they would mix those two, but doesn't it work? I think it's so, because it's so structured, you know, we have the globe and then this is very structured. And then we have a little bit of elephant food. That's what they call this. That's the succulent down there that's trailing out. And I just love, now we have this like weeping element. So these three shapes to me is like the perfect trifecta. You know, you have this kind of shape that's like a starburst kind of out. You have a perfect round globe, and then you have this trailing viney thing. So to me, this is like the perfect grouping, and I strive to emulate this sort of, you know, composition in a lot of my designs. This is one of my favorite houses in the neighborhood. Here, really quick, is a very popular water-wise shrub here in Southern California called Westringia fruticosa. And it's got this cool, like, you know, kind of gray-green color, and it gets little white, sometimes purplish flowers. Very, very tolerant, drought tolerant, and, you know, it's people like that olive green palette, so it's really nice. And then coming up here is one of my favorite plants that I never really knew about until recently. It's called Duranta, and it's this beautiful purple flowered thing here. I mean, look at the texture of the flower and like the leaves. I mean, just the detail is so gorgeous. But then when you also back up and you see the overall shape of this plant, it's just so pretty how it kind of comes up and over and weeps over, and the way that this homeowner has installed it on either side of their driveway to kind of frame that is so elegant, I think. So Duranta, that one's a new fave. All right, guys, so that was our neighborhood walk and plant identification. Thank you for tuning in this week to Hollywood and Vines, when I finally got back to plant content. Now it's babies and plants, babies and plants. Anyway, guys, thanks for sticking with me through this journey. It's been crazy. I'll keep you updated on how I'm doing with my mental health. But you know, let's get back to a little bit of gardening stuff, shall we? Thank you so much, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and you will get more content like this. Lots of love. Mwah!